Have you ever stood next to someone, shared moments, trusted them, only to later realize they never truly stood with you? What if I told you that some of the greatest betrayals in history didn't come from enemies, but from those who were closest? Judas was not a stranger, he was a disciple. Delilah wasn't an outsider, she was in Samson's arms. The truth is, not everyone smiling at you is for you. And if you don't learn to discern the signs, you will hand your trust to those who secretly despise you. Let me tell you something. Pay close attention to how people react in two moments: when you struggle and when you succeed. Because the truth is, some people only feel powerful when you are powerless. They love it when you are broken. They feel big when you are small. And they seem the most comfortable when you are beneath them. But the moment God begins to lift you, the moment favor starts flowing, the moment doors begin to open, watch their response. A hidden enemy will celebrate your pain, but they will choke on your promotion. They will be the first to bring you tissues when you cry, but they will be the last to clap when you rise. This is how you know who is truly for you. A real friend doesn't just comfort you in the valley, they celebrate you on the mountain. They don't just sympathize with your failure, they rejoice in your victory. If someone disappears when your time of elevation comes, that's not a friend, that's a hidden hater. Look at Joseph's brothers. They smiled in his presence but hated him in their hearts. They laughed with him at home but plotted against him in the field. Why? Because favor will expose who is for you and who is against you. The Bible says Joseph had a dream, and the moment he shared it, the ones closest to him despised him. Isn't it interesting that he did nothing wrong? He simply had a vision. Let me tell you something. Not everyone in your life can handle what God has put inside of you. Some people don't hate you for what you've done. They hate you for what you carry. They hate you because they see in you what they lack in themselves. Jealousy is a silent disease. It doesn't always show up as an attack. It often hides in a smile. Some people will pretend to be your biggest supporters while secretly hoping you fail. They will listen to your dreams, nod their heads and say, "I'm happy for you." But deep inside, they are saying, "I hope you don't make it." And the moment you stumble, they rush to comfort you, not because they care, but because your failure soothes their insecurity. But let me warn you, do not allow the opinions of bitter people to define your destiny. If Joseph had let his brother's hatred stop him, he would have never reached Pharaoh's palace. Some of you are too busy seeking approval from those who will never celebrate you. You were trying to convince people to support you when God is calling you to walk forward without them. Stop waiting for applause from the wrong crowd. Some people will only love you as long as you stay in a place of need. The moment you don't need them, the moment you start to grow, their true heart is revealed. David said, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Notice God didn't remove the enemies. He blessed David in front of them. Why? Because some people need to see you rise. They need to watch God's hand on your life. And let me tell you, the best revenge is not anger. In success, the best way to handle a hidden hater is to let God elevate you so high that they have no choice but to witness His favor on your life. So open your eyes. Stop begging people to be happy for you. Stop trying to explain your success to those who refuse to see your worth. God didn't call you to be liked. He called you to be great. And the ones who are truly for you will not only walk with you in the valley, but they will dance with you on the mountaintop. Choose wisely, walk boldly, and never apologize for the favor on your life. Words are powerful. They can build you up or they can tear you down. They can breathe life into your spirit or they can poison your confidence. That's why you must listen carefully, not just to what people say, but to how they say it. There are some people in your life who will never attack you outright because They don't want to be exposed. Instead, they disguise their hatred in laughter. They wrap their insults in humor. They call it a joke, when in reality, it's a dagger aimed straight at your identity. You've heard it before. Oh, I was just joking. But was it really a joke? Or was it the truth wrapped in deception? Was it really humor, or was it a revelation of their heart? The Bible says in Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. In other words, what's in a person's heart will always find its way to their mouth. If someone constantly belittles you, constantly downplays your dreams, constantly mocks your efforts, that is not a friend. That is an enemy in disguise. Because a true friend corrects in love, but a hidden enemy criticizes in envy. Look at the story of Samson and Delilah. Delilah didn't attack Samson with a sword, she attacked him with words. She came at him with words. She came at him with manipulation. Every day she whispered in his ear. Every day she pressured him. Every day she chipped away at his confidence until he finally gave in. Let me tell you something. Words are more dangerous than weapons. A knife can cut your flesh, but words can destroy your soul. And there are some people in your life who are slowly breaking you down, not with fists, but with phrases. They say things like, you really think you can do that? They say, wow, must be nice to be lucky. They laugh and say, I hope you don't embarrass yourself. They pretend it's nothing, but deep inside you feel it, because the human spirit can discern when words are not spoken in love. Jesus warned us about people like this. He said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That means every time someone speaks, they are revealing what is inside of them. A person who secretly despises you will use their words to plant doubt in your mind. They will package their envy as advice. They will disguise their jealousy as concern. They will act like they are helping you while secretly hoping you fail. But here's what you must do. Guard your heart. The Bible says in Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Stop allowing negative words to take root in your spirit. Stop laughing along when someone is tearing you down. Stop ignoring the signs when someone consistently speaks death over your dreams. If a person cannot celebrate you with their words, they do not belong in your future. If their words constantly belittle you, their heart is already against you. So open your ears and listen, because a person's words will always expose their spirit. And when someone shows you who they truly are, believe them the first time. Loyalty is not proven in your presence. It is revealed in your absence. Anybody can smile in your face, shake your hand, and call you friend when you are watching, but the real test comes when you are not around. What do they say when your name is brought up? Do they defend you, or do they stay silent? Do they protect your reputation, or do they allow others to tear it down? Because let me tell you something. Silence is agreement. If someone can sit comfortably in a room where you are being ridiculed and say nothing, that is not a friend, that is an undercover enemy. Jesus understood this. He had 12 disciples, but not all of them were for him. One betrayed him, one denied him, and the rest abandoned him when he needed them most. And what was his response? He did not beg Judas to stay. He did not plead with Peter to defend him. He did not chase after those who walked away, because Jesus knew something many people fail to realize. Not everyone who walks with you is truly for you. Some people are only loyal when it is convenient. They are only committed when it benefits them. They are only present when the situation favors them. The moment standing by your side becomes risky, they vanish. That is why you must be careful whom you trust. A real friend will fight for you even when you are not there to defend yourself. A real friend will shut down gossip and refuse to entertain lies about you. A real friend will cover you, not expose you. But a secret hater will listen to the whispers, laugh at the jokes, and nod in agreement when your name is dragged through the mud. They may not start the fire, but they will warm their hands by it. Look at Peter. He walked with Jesus. He saw the miracles. He declared his loyalty with his mouth. But when the pressure came, when Jesus was on trial, Peter denied him 3 times, not once, 3 times. What does that tell you? It tells you that just because someone is close does not mean they are committed. Just because they walk with you in daylight does not mean they will stand with you in the dark. Some people are with you because of what you carry, not because of who you are. They enjoy the benefits of association, but when trouble comes, they will leave you to face it alone. So here's my question. Who is defending you when you are not in the room? Who is standing up for you when others try to pull you down? Because if someone allows your enemies to speak against you without resistance, they are not on your side. The Bible says a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A real friend does not just love you when times are good, they stand with you in the storm. If someone refuses to defend you, if they remain silent when you're under attack, they have already chosen a side, and their silence speaks louder than words. So open your eyes. Stop assuming loyalty where it has not been tested. Stop calling people friends when they have not proven themselves. If someone cannot stand for you in private, they do not deserve to walk with you in public. True loyalty is not spoken, it is demonstrated. And when someone shows you where they stand, believe them. Imitation is not always a sign of admiration. Sometimes it is a strategy for competition. Some people do not copy you because they honor you. They copy you because they want to outshine you. They watch what you do. They study how you move. They take notes on your every step, not to celebrate your success, but to position themselves ahead of you. And the most dangerous thing about a secret competitor is that they do not fight you openly. They pretend to walk with you while secretly trying to surpass you. Look at Saul and David. Saul was the king, chosen by God, but when he saw David's victories, he became obsessed. David never tried to take Saul's throne. David never plotted against Saul's reign, but the moment the people began to sing, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s, jealousy poisoned Saul's heart. He did not see David as a servant, he saw him as a threat. And from that moment, Saul's mission was not to lead, but to eliminate the one who made him feel small. Let me tell you something. Some people are not against you because you did anything wrong. They are against you because your success reminds them of their insecurities. A hidden enemy will act like a friend, but deep inside they are measuring themselves against you. They watch your achievements, not with joy, but with quiet resentment. When you start a new project, they suddenly have one too. When you elevate, they rush to elevate themselves, not because they have a vision, but because they cannot stand to see you ahead. And the most dangerous part? They will never tell you how they truly feel. They will smile, they will cheer, they will even pretend to support, but in the back of their mind, they are asking, how can I be better than you? But here is the truth. You cannot compete with someone who was created to be unique. God did not call you to outrun someone else. He called you to fulfill your own purpose. When you understand this, you will stop worrying about who is trying to imitate you, because there is a difference between a copy and the original. A copy can never replace authenticity. A counterfeit can never carry the same power as the real thing. That is why the Bible says in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. If God gave you the gift, He will make the space. You do not need to fight for a position that was already assigned to you. So what do you do when you recognize a secret competitor? You do not waste time trying to prove yourself. You do not shrink to make them comfortable. You do not slow down so they can catch up. You keep running your race because destiny is not a competition. The ones who are truly for you will celebrate your rise, not try to replace you. And those who secretly compete with you will always reveal themselves in time. Let them watch, let them imitate, but never let them distract you, because what God has for you cannot be stolen, copied, or outdone. Walk in confidence, keep moving forward, and let your success speak for itself. Energy does not lie. When a person secretly despises you, their spirit will always reveal it. You can feel it in their presence. You can sense it in their body language. You can discern it in the way they react when you enter the room. Because when someone's heart is against you, their words may be polite, their actions may be subtle, but their spirit will always betray them. Have you ever noticed how some people change when you walk in? Their smile fades just a little. Their laughter becomes forced. The excitement dies down. And if you really pay attention, you will see it. The slight tension in their body, the hesitation in their greeting, the stiffness in their posture. That is not coincidence. That is the spirit that is wrestling with itself. Because deep inside, their heart does not match their words. Look at Cain and Abel. Cain did not attack his brother immediately. He did not declare his hatred openly. But the Bible says in Genesis 4:5 that Cain's countenance fell when he saw God's favor on Abel. His face changed, his posture changed, his whole energy shifted. Why? Because resentment cannot be hidden forever. What is in the heart will always show up in the body. And God saw it. God looked at Cain and said, "Why are you angry? Why has your countenance fallen?" In other words, Cain, I can see what's inside of you. Let me tell you something. If God can see it, you can too. Some people don't have to say a word. Their presence says it all. Watch how they respond when you succeed. Watch how they act when others praise you. Watch their reaction when you share good news. Do they celebrate you or do they shift uncomfortably? Because when someone truly loves you, their joy is genuine, their excitement is pure. But when someone secretly resents you, their spirit will struggle to fake it. Jesus experienced this too. At the Last Supper, he sat with his disciples and he said, "One of you will betray me." Now listen carefully. He did not say it because Judas had confessed. He did not say it because Judas had made an announcement. He said it because he discerned it in his spirit. Some things are not spoken, they are felt. Some betrayals are not declared, they are revealed through discernment. And Jesus, knowing what was in Judas' heart, did not ignore the signs. He acknowledged it, he exposed it, and he let it unfold. So what about you? Who in your life shifts when you succeed? Who struggles to be happy when you are elevated? Who claps with their hands but frowns in their spirit? Pay attention, because energy does not lie. You do not need a confession to confirm what your spirit already knows. Trust what you discern. Believe what you feel. And when God exposes the truth, do not ignore it. Some people are in your life for a reason, others for a season, but not everyone is meant to stay. Keep your circle pure. Protect your peace and never apologize for removing yourself from where your spirit is not welcome. You cannot afford to be blind to the signs. You cannot afford to ignore the whispers of your spirit, because the greatest danger is not the enemy you see. It is the one who pretends to be a friend. A hidden enemy is more dangerous than an open one. A secret hater is more destructive than an obvious attacker. That is why God allows exposure. That is why discernment is so critical. He does not want you to be deceived. He does not want you to be surrounded by people who celebrate you in public but resent you in private. Jesus never chased Judas. He never begged for loyalty. He never tried to hold on to someone who was never truly for him. And neither should you. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. Stop seeking approval from those who secretly hope you fail. Stop holding on to relationships that God is trying to remove. Because when God exposes a person's heart, He is protecting yours. When He reveals the truth, He is giving you an opportunity to walk in wisdom. So now the choice is yours. Will you continue to ignore the signs, or will you act on what you know? Will you allow secret enemies to stay close, or will you make room for those who genuinely love and support you? Life is too short to be surrounded by fake smiles and hidden agendas. Be bold enough to walk away. Be wise enough to protect your peace. Be strong enough to embrace the people who truly belong in your life. Your destiny is too great to be slowed down by secret haters. Your purpose is too important to be weighed down by hidden enemies. Step into the next season of your life with confidence, clarity, and courage. Trust what you see, trust what you feel, and trust that God will always reveal what you need to know. Good luck on your journey. May God give you the wisdom to discern, the strength to let go, and the grace to walk in victory. Thank you, and may you walk boldly into the future that God has prepared for you.